And welcome back to Ortmeyer Stadium here on the campus of the University of La Verne, along with Eric Paulson. I'm John Ramos, and we're at halftime right now. We're just about set for the second half kickoff. La Verne trails the Azusa Pacific Cougars 20-13. Eric, first half was kind of shaky here and there for ULV, kind of shaky for APU in that matter. It's just back there up 20-13. First of all, what can we look at APU in the second half?
I think APU is going to stick with what they're doing, because at times they're breaking the big gains and other times they're stumbling, but I think they're going to stick with what they've been doing for the entire half, the first half, and I think that's going to carry over into the second half.
Meanwhile, on the ULV side of the ball, we see a team that's running the ball, then they start passing the ball, then they start running the ball. Is it an open option, or are they just kind of lost right now on what they want to do?
I think for La Verne, they need to get rhythm. They need to get into some sort of offensive rhythm where, okay, if we're going to run, we need to run these plays. We can't keep running up the middle. We need to try to get Danny Pascal around the corner. If we're going to pass, we can't always go for the 20-yard, 30-yard bombs. You know, they need to get in some consistency. They need to go for, football is a game of 10 yards at a time. You need to get these first downs and just keep moving the ball, use the clock, and get some consistency. That's all La Verne needs to do.
As La Verne heads back onto the field, we want to tell all of you here, this is homecoming for 1993 here at the University of La Verne. Quite a lot of festivities went on through the course of the week. Thursday, the past week that went by, there was a bonfire, there was illumination for the homecoming court. There was also a couple of alumni games. And
the Powder Puff game.
Powder Puff game. There was also a large carnival, a carnival type atmosphere here at the University of La Verne. A couple of minutes ago, our homecoming queen was announced, and her name is Leilani Gamboa. So Leilani Gamboa, congratulations, homecoming queen for 1993, succeeding Vicky Garcia from last year, and congratulations to her and the rest of the homecoming court, actually.
I have some stats that just got handed to me. Ryan Capizano is 10 of 18. I don't know, it really didn't seem like he was 10 of 18, but I guess he is. That's only 8 incompletions, so. And Billy Batten, he leads all receivers with 3 passes for 39 yards.
And he caught the touchdown pass, too, for ULV. We're just about set to start football here in the second half. The score, APU 20 and ULV 13. As we head into this game, ULV, if you don't know by now, ULV is 4-1 overall. They're 3-0 in SCIAC League. APU is 1-4 overall. This, folks, is not a SCIAC game. This is out of a non-league situation here, and so this doesn't hurt them in league standings, but let's try to help you out here. It's weird how Division III works. Top 4 teams in the Western region go to playoffs. Non-league games mean a whole lot of stuff if you lose them, because it directly affects you in standings as far as national rankings. Doesn't hurt you SCIAC-wise.
Yeah, plus I think a victory over APU would help them a lot when it comes to Division III playoffs, when they play these bigger teams that are more physical, that just run the ball and pound it down your throat for the entire game.
Wow, we're just about set for the kickoff here in the second half.
It looks like Sean Fennison is out of his pads. He came running onto the field without his pads on. I don't know, maybe you forgot him at halftime or what, but.
Well, we talked about him in the first half that he did get hurt and was taken off the field, so looks like he's just gonna keep it safe for now. Craig Stewart takes the kickoff. He's to the 35, the 30, and hit a couple of times, and now he's just pushed back. They're gonna mark him at the 33-yard line.
See, that's the dimension Stewart adds to the kickoff return. Right there, if he could have broke that tackle, that solid tackle that was applied to him, he could have went all the way. But I would look for the La Verne offense to be a little more consistent, try to get in some sort of rhythm, and go for it 10 yards at a time, and score some points.
La Verne starts on their own 33-yard line. Pro set in the backfield, hand out to Pascal, and he gains maybe a yard if he didn't lose a yard. Campuzano, the quarterback, Ryan Campuzano.
I don't think this is how Laverne wanted to start the second half, but it's the right idea. First and second downs are you meant for running the ball or maybe short yardage passing? And third down is almost a guaranteed pass unless it's like 3rd and 1 or short yardage. So let's see what the Leos come back with here on second down and 11.
Danny Pascal sets up as a wide receiver to the right side, trips to the left side. Campanaro to throw. He looks across the middle. Stewart fell. I think he felt like he may have been tripped up by a linebacker, but no call, no flag on the play.
Yeah, I think that might have been a case of incidental contact. You know, both players dropping back, Stewart running in his pattern, the linebacker dropping into his coverage zones. You know, that stuff happens.
3rd down and 11. ULV was 1 of 6 for 3rd down conversions in the first half. Make that 1 of 7. Trips to the left side. Stewart, Cotero, and Batten. Pascal also wide receiver to the right. Campuzano to throw. He makes the catch, does Cotero, for a 1st down and a big gain by Campuzano.
Like I was talking about, they need to get into rhythm, and it looks like they have. They've came out a little more confident. I don't know if you've noticed it, but they seem like they're not trying to play smash mouth football with APU by running it or going for the big bump. It seems like they're more comfortable going for these 15, 10-yard passes and just taking some time off the clock.
That was a gain of 21 yards for Gabe Cotero. Campuzano hands off to Pascal to the left side. He's got a lot of room. He'll continue to run, bangs off 1 or 2 APU players, and he's listed down at the 25-yard line. So they send Trips to the right side. They send Terrence Lynch to the left side. We have an injured player down the field. We'll get to him in a second. Nice run by Danny Pascal.
It looks like number 57, Jeff Druin from Apple Valley, who is the meat of the line. He's pretty big. Looks like he maybe got the wind knocked out of him or what. He just, as soon as that play was over, he went to his knees, took off his helmet, and tried to get some oxygen in those big lungs of his.
May have been something on his face. It looks like he's trying to keep his face shielded. 1st down and 10 on a big game by Danny Pascal. He heads out to the left side, does Danny. Trips to the right side. Stewart is the man in your picture to the right side. Campuzano to throw. Looks. Finds Cotero at the 10. He's hit hard and taken down at the 6-yard line. A couple of APU players in on the tackle, including number 19, Eric McCracken.
That's one of the luxuries the Leos have with putting Pascal out to the other side. They get the other corner on Pascal, which leaves Stewart and Cotero, the underneath receivers, man-to-man coverage with linebackers, and those 2 receivers are going to beat them every time.
Again, the APU defense shifting players as they do most of the time. 1st down and goal to go for ULV. Impressive drive to start the second half. 20-13 is our score. APU out in front, 12:48 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Jeff Druin's replacements.
Incomplete pass by Campuzano. You were saying, Eric?
Again, what I was saying, Jeff Druin's replacement is William McCain, a junior 6'5", 360-pound guard from Bakersfield. So I don't think the Leos are losing much in size, maybe in experience, but McBain looks like he completely dominated his man.
2nd down and goal to go. Ball at the 6-yard line. McBain exits the game, and a timeout called by Ryan Campuzano. You were saying about William McCain, he was trying to get off the field as number 69 ran onto the field, Patrick Samosanis.
Well, it looks like Jeff Druin is making it back into the game. I guess whatever happened to him, he got all cleared up and is ready to go.
So McCain comes out, Samsonis comes in to replace it, now he comes out, and Druin comes back into the game. 2nd down and goal to goal from the 6-yard line with 12:39 to go here in the first half. In the second half, in 3rd quarter, I'll get that right after 3 or 4 tries. 20-13 is our score. APU out in front. Eric, this drive began for ULV at their own 33-yard line. Now they're down at the 6-yard line of APU, so an impressive drive that has been helped out by Danny Pascal and Gabe Cotero.
Yeah. those are the two players that didn't play that big of a part in the first half, but have came out. The Leos have made some offensive adjustments, giving them the ball. Maybe they've seen something up in the booth that we haven't picked up, and they've been going to him consistently. But Pascal is a man that you need to get one-on-one around the corner, and he'll beat you every time like he did on that one sweep he did. Here they go, trips to the left side with Terrence over on the right.
Draw play to Pascal. He'll go in untouched. Touchdown, ULV. A draw play, and Pascal found the opening over the right side, Eric, and he walks in untouched, unscathed.
Yeah,
Touchdown.
I like that offensive call playing by the Leos. They didn't seem to come out panicking like they did earlier in the first half. They seemed to come out. They are like, all right, we're down by 7 points. We need to get a touchdown, tie this game up, and that's exactly what they did, coming right out.
Well, the game's not tied yet. It's up to McDaniel to hit the PAT. The kick is up, and it's good. So, 12:34 to go in the third quarter, and ULV has caught APU again at 20 all. Along with Eric Paulson, I'm John Ramos. We're high atop the eastern sideline, watching the game here, as you are too on LVTV. Homecoming weekend 1993. We're glad you're along with us for this game. And Eric, a nice drive, good setup. You talked about Laverne having to sustain and to make a point as the second half began, and they sure did that.
Yeah, I think that the world coaches told him, okay, it's homecoming. We're here to play a game. Everybody else is here to see the princess and things like that. We're here to win a game and to make it to the Division III playoffs. So maybe Rex and his staff made the team refocused.
A 65-yard drive for ULV, culminating in a 6-yard touchdown run by Dan Pascal. The kickoff by McDaniel is going to go out of bounds. They're going to mark it. Well, they're going to mark it at the 5-yard line, but the ball goes out of bounds in a kickoff. That's a no-no, and they'll probably have to re-kick it. Or they'll just start off at, I believe, the 25-yard line or 30-yard line and not re-kick the ball.
I think, isn't it 35-yard line?
I think that's what's going to happen. Yep, 35-yard line. So ball gets kicked out of bounds by McDaniel, not a re-kick. Instead of having the ball at the 20, they get the ball at, the APU does, at their own 35-yard line.
I don't think that's quite the field position to lead a touchdown, but
it'll do, I guess.
we're going to have to see how they're going to have to adjust to it.
First possession for APU here in the second half. Manu, hands off, first man through. Navid Abbasi, he gains a yard or two.
That time, the Cougars went to that wing T formation they were showing for a little bit. They also had two receivers, both split on each side of the formation. So maybe this is a new look they're going to come out with.
Second down and 9, ball at the APU 36-yard line. McBain comes wide left. Sean Anderson is the split end, right in your picture there. Zernekau is the wide back. Manu to throw. He fakes it. He's still running, tripped up from behind. I'm not sure that Tyrone Youngblood even knew he tripped him, but he did.
Yeah, the Leo's defensive line is just pinning their ears back and sprinting after the quarterback. However, they don't have any containment, and that's a key part to that's a key part to this football game when you have a quarterback that can run with the same with the same skills as Manu.
Dan Mitchell exits the game for APU. Wishbone backfield again. Dixon, Abbasi, and Zernekau. Zernekau will get the ball. He'll roll to the right side. He's tripped up by Randy Horton in the backfield. Horton doing a good job of moving off his DB and reading the run the minute it happens, Eric.
That's what corners have to do. They have to make sure that it's not going to be a pass. As soon as they read it's not going to be a pass, you have to come up and fill.
Dan Romero now comes in wearing number 81 in your picture there. He takes over for Dan Smith at one tight end position. 10:56 to go. The clock continues to run in the third quarter. 20-20 is our score. Second down and 10 for APU. Ball at their own 46-yard line. It began at their own 35. Wishbone backfield, one set back, wide man is McBain to the left. It's hard to tell from where we're at who actually carried the ball. I thought Manu carried it and continued to hold on to it, but it looks like Navid Abbasi came out with the ball out of the roll there.
Manu, he's a great option quarterback, and that's what you get when you get a good option quarterback. You get a hard day for the announcers to find the ball.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking a couple of weeks ago, I was with some of my friends about the option type play and the wishbone. Is it harder for us up here to see what's going on, or is it harder for the guys down there, the linebackers, to know who has the ball?
I think it's the same, because I think it's a little easier for people on the field because each player has their own responsibility. When you play the option, it's a responsibility defense. Like the inside linebackers have fullback, the outside linebackers have quarterback and pitch, and the option runs off the play of the defensive end. If the defensive end comes in, you pitch. If the defensive end plays with the running back, the quarterback keeps the ball.
Ian McBay makes a reception from the quarterback Manu on a little slant pattern to the inside. He faked the handoff to Abbasi out of the backfield, and Eckler was a one-on-one coverage man with McBay. It's a face mask against ULV, and that's a first down.
Well, it looks like Fennison's not going to be playing in the second half because it looks like number 72, Chris Booty, has came in to sub him at the defensive end position.
Chris Booty,
the sophomore from Grass Valley, California.
I've never heard of Grass Valley, California.
Well, it's up there, Northern California.
Okay. First down and 10, ball at the ULV 35. Manu will hold the ball, fake the pitch. Nice move, he's got a lot of running room.
Remember how we were talking about the option? The outside linebacker had the quarterback. The linebacker missed the tackle. And against the option attack, you have to make your tackles. You have to be a solid tackling team. And right there, Leos weren't, so the play, he could have pitched it or kept it because he had both options after.
He also made a very, very dangerous move in faking a pitch, and all somebody has to do is touch the ball, and it's going to roll for a fumble. Second down and 1 for APU. Full house backfield, a wishbone set. Manu hands to the third guy through. Bill Zerkow. And Zerkow gets a first down. So, Eric, APU mounting a drive of their own, and that's the way you answer a touchdown, is with a steady drive of your own and possibly a touchdown yourselves.
That's right, John. I'm surprised the Leos defense hasn't made an adjustment in halftime, but maybe coming out at half, they were playing strong ball, so maybe the coaches felt an adjustment really wasn't needed.
Manu, hands off, Anderson, that's Sean. He gets a couple of yardage, about a yard or two. Initially hit by Chris Salabaj. Hello. Salabaj. These names, I tell you these days, what happened to those good names like Eric Paulson? Quick, simple, to the point, the statements made. Nice tackle, though, by Chris. 7 minutes, 41 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. The clock running. Second down and 7, ball at the 20-yard line. This is a drive began at the APU's own 35. Manu, fake handoff. He's going for McBay, and McBay was overthrown by Manu. Eric, interesting play there. McBay looked like he was trying to turn Eckler inside and out.
Yeah, when you have one-on-one responsibility with that receiver, it's pretty lonely out there, and the receiver, he can just play that cat and mouse game with him all day. But I think the footing down here on the 20 down here at the southern
side, the southern end, there you go.
Field is pretty wet because it seems like players have been slipping and haven't been able to get their cuts that well in the grass.
Third down and 7 to reverse. McBay, he's going to throw the ball. He's in trouble. A missed tackle. Now he throws it into coverage, and a nice catch there by number 12 for the APU Cougars, Dan Mitchell. And Eric, that was a play that looked like it was going nowhere, and then something came up.
That play should have gone nowhere. It was bad tackling by the Leos defense. That should have been a loss of 7-10 yards back there, but Leo's, again, they weren't able to tackle. They come in so quick that they're not able to set, you know, get a good base and tackle. They're just flying right off the people.
Chris Salabaj was in there. In fact, he missed the tackle on Manu, make that McVay. And interesting play there for APU. But it's a first down situation and goal to go at the 9-yard line. Handoff. Zernek Cowell tried to go over to the right side, but he was tackled hard. A couple of players kicking each other, and a little bit of a ruckus breaks out with some of the offensive and defensive linemen. Those seem to be the guys that always get it going, Eric.
Yeah, down in the trenches, that's where some of the worst and unseen play happens, you know. People are kicking, spitting, and biting. whatever has to be done is done there.
Second down and goal to go, ball at the 9-yard line. McVay, a wide receiver, to the right side, and a pass goes over the middle, intercepted by ULV. Oh, the referee calls a incomplete pass, and it looks like number 91, Samila Manu, had the ball, but when he hit the ground, Eric, it probably popped out.
Yeah. Still, that was a great play by the linebacker. He took away that, and maybe he'll make Manu think twice before he throws up a ball like that.
Dante Castillas comes into the game wearing number 6.
APU was pretty lucky that that wasn't picked off, because that was an ill-advised pass from the get-go. There were 4 Laverne defensive players in that area that he threw.
Dante Castillas to the right side, along with Dan Mitchell. To the left, Ian McVay and Sean Anderson. Manu to throw. He's looking toward the end zone. Now he's going to run with it. He's at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Azusa Pacific University. Not even touched. And look in the mirror, University of Laverne, because he wasn't touched as you were in touch the last time down.
That's one of the problems playing against a running quarterback, because they would rather run the ball than pass it. And that's what Manu did. He scampered in for, I think, about a 12-yard touchdown.
A 9-yard touchdown for, make that a 10-yard touchdown for APU. The kick is up, and it is good. So Michael Wade puts the PAT through the uprights, and with 5:54 left to go in the third quarter, APU 27 and University of Laverne 20.
This timeout, like we've said, every time APU scored, we've said consistently through this entire game that this next possession for the Leos, they're going to have to put up some points on the board. But with 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter, I think it's time for the Leos start to scoring and shaking off anything that they've carried over from the first half. They need to put together another drive like they did in the very first possession they had at the beginning of the third quarter.
APU has scored 27 points here through 3 quarters. Their highest scoring game was against Cal State Hayward. They scored 36 and they lost 45-36. So far, this is the second highest scoring game for APU on the season. Wade to kick off. Stewart, the deep man for ULV, takes it at the 10. He goes up to the 20. 15, he got juked to the move, 35, 40, to the 50, it's a foot race, he's gone. 30, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Craig Stewart.
I think Stewart should get a little All-American honors for that one. That's 3 in 3 weeks. That's pretty incredible, because returning kickoffs, there's so many things that can go wrong in kickoffs, you know, that, like they say, every time the special teams are on the field, there's always a penalty, but 50% of the time the refs don't see it.
Unofficially, Craig Stewart, a 90-yard touchdown return on the kickoff. He got the ball at about the 9 or 10-yard line. And we're listening to some of the APU coaches to the left of us saying, why did we kick it to him? Why did we kick it to him?
Exactly. I'm sure that was in their scouting report all week. Let's not kick it to Stewart. And they did, unfortunately. You could tell that the kick was trying to angle out to the sideline, but with this wind blowing it, how hard it is, you know, they kick it and the ball just hangs up there.
That's somewhat of demoralizing in a way, folks, in that you answer a touchdown, and without letting Laverne even run any type of offense, they come back and score on you.
APU's probably wondering, what do they have to do to shake this pesky Laverne team?
A penalty against ULV after the touchdown moves the PAT farther back. Can McDaniel hit it? He cannot. And a penalty hurts ULV, Eric, in the fact that it pushed the PAT another 10 yards back, and McDaniel missed it, and the score is now APU 27, ULV 26.
Like Rex Higgin has said all through the year, you don't realize how important the special teams are until they do hurt you. And that could be the name of the game right here, special teams, because both teams have missed an extra point. Laverne's missed 2 extra points, and Laverne's also returned a kickoff. So special teams have played an important part of this game.
5:38 to go here in the third quarter. A lot of football yet to be played. Don't touch the television set. ULV kicking off, and back deep for APU, Kelly Olson and Ian McBain. McBain will take it in the end zone to the 15, the 20. He bounces off one player to the 30 and taken down at the 30-yard line by Derek Donahoe.
One thing I think the Laverne coaches are going to have to do is take their players to the sideline and say, hey guys, let's control it. You know, we're only down by 1 point, because on that last kickoff, it looked like the Leos were pretty lucky that they didn't get a personal foul called on them for a late hit. Both teams' tempers are flaring, and it's pretty early for it to already happen. So I think the coaches of both teams need to take their players aside and say, guys, there's a lot of football left to play. We can't lose you on a stupid penalty to get you thrown out of the game. 2
wide receivers and 2 split backs. Handoff goes to Kernickow, and he goes up the middle for a gain of almost 7 yards to the APU 37-yard line. So what APU did there was send a wide receiver to the left and to the right, and 2 split ends. They put Dixon in motion, make that Sean Anderson, and they went straight up the middle, the gut of the play. A player is down.
It looks like number 91, Samila Manu, the linebacker, starting outside linebacker.
And you are correct. It is Samila Manu, junior, 6 feet, 247 pounds, out of Riverside, California.
Sometimes when you play option teams, the blocking schemes aren't really that straightforward like they are when you play a regular blocking team, you know, with like student body right, student body left. Because the option, you've got a guard going one way, a tackle going the other way, and you can be easily just get hit in the wrong way if you're a defensive lineman, you know, get hit in one direction and another guy's coming at you the other direction, plus you're trying to make a tackle. So, you know, there's a lot of things that are going to happen.
I tell you, Eric, there's only so many places your pads can protect. And every once in a while, a helmet will slip through or something will slip through and kind of catch you someplace where it's not protected. And I think that's what happened to Mr. Samila Manu.
It looks like something's wrong with his knee. Or maybe it's a cramp because they're stretching out his hip. Or
well, whatever it is, it hurts. 5:13 to go here in the third quarter. High-scoring game, 27-26. Did you think it'd be this high scoring? I knew we thought maybe Laverne could get up that high, but like I was saying before, Eric, this is only the 2nd game out of 5 that APU has scored this many points.
Coming in, what I heard about APU was they were a big physical team that liked running the ball down your throat. So I was thinking that they like to run and they depended on their defense a lot. But it seems like when you think a game is going to be defensive, those are always the ones that seem to score like 40, 50 points. We've still got a lot of football to play.
2 wide receivers. There goes Anderson in motion. Again a handoff. Back up the middle to Bill Zerganikow.
The Leos on that one time, Sean Anderson for APU went in motion. Kurt Van Fossen, our strong safety, he bumped down and ran right into the linebacker. I don't know if that's going to become a problem or APU is going to pick up on that, but we can't have 2 of our defensive players running into each other and still being able to play solid defense.
First down and 10 for APU. McBay to the left side. Dante Castillas to the right side. There goes Anderson in motion again. Fake handoff to Anderson, and Manu rolls right. He's in trouble. He's going to try to run for some room. And the initial hit went to Eric Martinez, wearing number 49 for ULV. Also coming over to help out, Chris Salabaj, wearing number 30.
I think that's been the best containment they've had on the APU quarterback. He thought about running, but he saw Rocky Winrick coming up to fill the hole, and I guess by the time he decided he wasn't going to be able to run, it was already too late.
Second down and 9, ball at the APU 41-yard line. 3:46 to go here in the game, in the third quarter. Bill Zernikow with a try and attempt to run around the right side, but he got nowhere on that play, Eric.
Like we were saying, they can't go laterally on the Laverne defense because we're just too quick from sideline to sideline, but north and south, I think they might have the physical advantage.
A very cold day today here in Laverne. The clouds are luminous over the horizon and over the mountains here in Laverne, California, and I think it's just a matter of time before we get wet.
Yeah, unfortunately it looks like that. It looks like the storm's rolling in from the mountains.
Sean Anderson and Ian McBay to the left side. Two wide receivers to the right side. Delay a
Sounds
game.
like there's a little bit of miscommunication between the coaching staff up here in the sky. I guess the coaches up here are calling for a timeout. They're, I guess, having a few choice words for the head coach because he wasn't able to call the timeout.
I've seen a lot of television crews also that don't get that shot you want on TV there. And third down and 14. 4 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Manu to throw. He's looking. He's being chased down. He throws on the run. He's got a man. Anderson. Was he in bounds? He sure was. But was it a first down, Eric?
I don't know. That's up to the ref. It looks like it's pretty close to being a first down. But see what I was saying? Remember how Laverne was running their patterns like at the 5 yards? Anderson ran it to the marker, waited for the ball, caught it, first down. That's what the Leos need to do. They can't run the short patterns on a third down.
Chris Salabaj was chasing Manu, and that's going to be a first down. First down and 10. Ball at the 49-yard line of ULV. Handoff. Navid Abbasi. He is stacked up by Salabaj in the backfield. Also in on the play is Kurt Van Fossen. Second down and 10, ball at the 50-yard line. You have the inside here in Laverne. What's going on up here? Full house, wishbone backfield. McBain, the low receiver to the left side. Handoff, Dixon to the right side. He's got some running room. He goes over Renwick, taken out of bounds by Bates. James Dixon with a nice move over the left side.
One thing I've started to notice is it looks like the Laverne defensive line is getting a lot more penetration than they did in the first half. However, whenever they get the penetration is when they're running the ball, so it's not working out too well for the Leos. Looks like the miscommunication is still going on between up here in the eye in the sky to the coaches because they're pretty animate about running certain plays and not running others.
Whoa. Handoff goes to Zernikow. He's got a lot of running room. He breaks a tackle. He's only got one man to beat. And he's taken down from the back by Randy Horton. Also helping out Jeff Eckler. And Eric, I think what we saw right there was for a split second, that's all it takes. They thought, the Laverne defense, that Bill Zernikow was down, was stopped. They stopped, kind of rolled off a tackler, and he was open field.
Yeah. The one thing about defense is you can't depend on the other person to make the play. If you see something, you've got to go do it. Defense is a team effort. You need all 11 guys to the ball. And when your defensive backs are making a majority of the tackles, you know something's going wrong.
First down and goal to go from the 4-yard line. A minute to go in the third quarter. Wishbone backfield. McVay, the wide receiver to the left side. You can't see him in your picture. Manu holds the ball, hands off up the middle. Manu is angry with himself, Eric, because if he holds on to the ball, he's into the end zone and touched.
Yeah, the option is a bunch of reads, and you never know what's going to happen on one play. Maybe the quarterback thought, if I give it to the fullback, he's got a better chance. Unfortunately, or fortunately for the Leos, he gave it to the fullback, and the Laverne defense stopped him cold.
Second down and goal to go for the APU Cougars. Again, the wishbone backfield, and a timeout's going to be called by APU. So 17 seconds ago before the end of the third quarter, and APU trying to keep that lead going. They're up 27-26 and trying to add on to it, Eric.
The third quarter's been owned by the APU Cougars offense. Laverne had that one highlight with the 90-yard kickoff return by Stewart, but that's been about it. And when your defense is on the field for, what, 15 minutes, you're going to suffer because your team's going to wear down, especially against the option.
The defensive crew talking about what's going to happen for the University of Laverne. The crowd somewhat, well, they're still pretty packed. You can't really tell through the monitor the exact amount of crowd. I expect when the day is all finished, I'm throwing out numbers here. Help me if I'm wrong, 1,000?
That's a good chance. I'm not very good at a numbers man, so we're not going to get in that one.
(27-26) is our score. 17 seconds ago. You see there on the lovely ULV scoreboard. Second down and goal to go from the 4-yard line. Third quarter action. Wishbone for APU. Anderson, Dixon, Abassi. Dixon gets it, touchdown APU. James Dixon untouched until he got to the end zone. It didn't matter by then, 7 points, or 6 points.
One of the luxuries the APU offense has is with all these different sets they have to run the ball, when they get down here, they don't have to stay with the option down here at the goal line. They can run power football like they did that last time and have 2 lead blockers lead through the hole.
So Laverne running out of time. They need to start holding the APU offense. Michael Wade, PAT, up, good. 11 seconds ago before the end of the third quarter. Your score, Azusa Pacific University 33 and the ULV Leopards 26 on homecoming 1993. Along with Eric Paulson, I'm John Ramos.
Over here, one of the, let's see how the APU team decides to kick the ball. If it's gonna be a squibber on the ground or just a regular kickoff like they did that last time.
We'd like to thank, we'd like to thank the Laverne Pizza Hut for providing food for our crew, and it was mighty tasty, I should say so. And a special thanks to the manager over there at the Laverne Pizza Hut, Robert Dale Jr. Thanks a lot, Mr. Dale Jr. We appreciate it here at the LVTV crew, and we hope you're enjoying the game as we are. 34-26 is our score. ULV down to the Azusa Pacific Cougars. 11 seconds to go before the end of the third quarter, and let me guess, Eric, I don't think Craig Stewart's going to touch the ball.
I would really be surprised if he did.
He'll touch it, not the way he wanted to, though, at the 18-yard line. And there's going to be a personal foul called against APU.
Well, Laverne's going to get pretty good field position out of this because there was a personal foul called on
Brian Flanagan, number 41 for APU.
A little overzealous special teams player out there.
Stewart went out of bounds at about the 26-yard line, but we'll tack on 15 to that, and we'll put it at the 41. Trips, right side, hand off, Pascal, he's got running room, he's at the 50, 45, 40, and down to the 39 in APU territory. Boy, what a great game we're having right now, Eric, in the sense that both these teams are running rampant, and it's great offense happening right now. Unfortunately for ULV, they're down by a touchdown and a half.
Yeah, these are great games to watch, but the worst games to coach. When you're a coach and you see your team give up a 15-yard run on their first possession, you know, you're just pulling out your hair. That's why most of these coaches have gray hair or going bald. It's a high-stress job, and
that's the end. Oh, I'm sorry, Eric.
That's a great play to end the quarter on, you know. Get the momentum back on your side, say, hey, we're not down because you scored a touchdown. We're coming right back at you.
That is the end of the third quarter with the score. Azusa Pacific University 34 and University of Laverne 26. Well, they just kind of switched sides here, and Laverne will be going with the win for the fourth quarter. 15 minutes of high-paced football. We'd like to thank you for joining us here on Homecoming 1993. Trips, left side, Pascal, lone setback, Capizano to throw. He looks, he throws, he's got Stewart, and the ball was tipped initially by number 57, Mitch Jansen, and it was very close, Eric, to being intercepted.
Yeah, Capizano's pretty lucky because, like I was saying, in college football, most of the patterns are reads. Stewart read that the linebackers dropped in this one place. Stewart fell behind them. The linebackers kept on dropping. Capizano threw the ball. I think maybe the wind blowing it, you know, how hard it is anyway, maybe had a little something to do with, you know, how low the ball was thrown so it wouldn't hang up there. And by leaving it up there, he just left it open for the linebackers. Luckily enough, he wasn't picked off.
It was a draw play to Pascal. He was initially hit in the backfield by Derek DeLucas, but in on the tackle was number 50, David Park, and number 67 for the APU Cougars, Luis Acosta. 3rd down and 7 for ULV, a big 3rd down play here.
I think this is probably the game right here. They need to complete this because they need to get this one and then or stop them on defense, and they haven't been able to do either.
Capizano to throw. He's got Pascal wide open at the 30, the 25. He's down at the 20-yard line. 1st down and 10. ULV and Eric Paulson, good call there. And that was a play we saw run in the first half. It didn't work out, but this time they run it to perfection.
Yeah, just when you run a play like that, it's one of those plays that you can run maybe twice a game because it's just too risky and teams adjust to it too easily. And Laverne waited for just the right time to run it again. Everybody was thinking, oh, he's going to roll to the opposite side of the field and just heave it down the field to Billy Batten or Gabe Cortero.
Capizano pitches back to Houlihan. Will he throw the pass? He will. He's got Batten. Touchdown, ULV. What a catch by Bill Batten. That was a beautiful catch, Eric. He made the play because that was a floater, and Batten was covered by 3 APU defensemen.
One thing I've noticed, Bill Batten's career, he has always been a player that will go up for the ball. He likes those jump ball passes. That's a great play to run down here. Like I was saying, against Occidental, they ran the same thing, except it was McClellan that threw it against Occidental. He came back and threw another one, so that's 2 touchdown passes and two attempts for
Mr. Dennis McClellan.
Yeah.
They're going for the 2-point conversion. Roll to the right side, trip formation. Capizano, Houlihan, the ball touched the ground, incomplete pass. Not a bad play, Eric, because you're only down by 2 points now, and there's still a whole 13 minutes to go.
Yeah. One of the things you have to do is on 2-point conversions, those are probably the hardest plays to run because you have 13 yards to get 2 points. You have 13 yards to get 3 yards. That's because the ball is placed at the 3-yard line. And 3 yards is a hard area to get when you're down by 2, and you have to resort to trick plays.
You're probably saying, is 32 points the most points ULV scored this season? No. The second week of the season, ULV scored 46 points in their 46-10 win over Claremont. They got a while to go before they get there.
Yeah, but with the pace this game's going, I wouldn't be surprised if they reached it.
McBay takes the kickoff at the 10, the 20, and he's going to be stacked up and knocked down at the 24-yard line. Taken down by number 30 for ULV, Chris Salabaj, and also number 19, Michael Bates.
One thing, I think one factor of this game is APU, when they were kicking into the wind, the ball seemed to hang up there and big returns were a thing. Now let's see, since Laverne's going against the wind and they're down by 2 points, how is this going to affect the kicking chores? You know, field goals and punting and kickoffs. This could be a big factor in the game.
Well, the wind looks like it shifted somewhat as Zornekow takes a handoff, goes up the middle. I'm looking at the flag to the southern end of the field, and it seems like it's blowing with APU now. So a shift in the wind may be a benefit to APU if it comes down to, let's say, an extra point or a field goal. But
Definitely.
It could change any second.
Definitely. With these San Andreas winds, look, the flag's now blowing across the field. So it's all going to come down to what's the wind blowing when you need that field goal or when you're punting.
Wishbone offense. One wide receiver, McBay to the left. Manu, hands off, tripped up in the backfield by number 30, Chris Salabaj. Gain of about 2 yards on the play. 3rd down and 8.
Salabaj has replaced Fennison pretty well, but I'm sure they would like Fennison in there for that quickness on the pass rush. But Shabazz looking like he's playing pretty good against the run.
3rd down and 8. Steve Dorr is in for the Azusa Pacific Cougars. He runs up far to the right. He's alongside Dan Mitchell. 2 wide receivers to the left is McBay and Sean Anderson. There's a blitz, and he was offsides.
So when you're offsides, you can't stop running like Manu did. He goes, oh, I'm offsides, I'm gonna quit running. When you're offsides, you gotta go because the offense gets a free play on that. And you know, if they would have scored a touchdown, you've got to say, maybe I should have.
Well, if it is a offside against Manu for ULV, they can, it was a 1st down, so they're gonna decline the penalty and take the gain of about 12 yards for a 1st down.
That was a big play for the Leos. They needed, it looks like there's a little bit of confusion for the APU offense. Looks like that's been a problem they've had all game. They've always had people shuttling in and out of the game.
Handoff, Zornekow up the middle, hit at the 41-yard line as the raindrops began to fall. Tackle made by Rocky Renwick. It's a good thing we downed that Pizza Hut pizza before the rain starts to come down. Second down and 8 now for APU. 34-32, APU out in front, 11-17 to go. Manu, still with the ball, taken down. Looks like he wanted Zornekow on a pitch play, but too many Leos came in, led by Michael Pollard, number 86.
Like I was saying, the defensive end is the key to the option attack. And when you see him crashing down, that's when you got to pitch. Manu made a mistake and held onto the ball and paid the price with 4 Leos defensive players tackling him.
Another big 3rd down conversion for the APU Cougars. I thought we might be able to escape, but it seems to me that the rain is starting to come down little by little. 10:27 to go here in the ball game. 3rd down and 11. Full house. Manu to throw. He's in trouble. Chased by Jake McDonald. He chucks the ball. It's caught by McVeigh for a first down.
It is so hard when you're a defensive back and you have to chase a receiver on a broken play. That's asking the impossible for your secondary. Unfortunately, Manu was able to scramble away from pressure and complete a pass to, I didn't catch his number or
Ian
name.
McVeigh.
McVeigh, he's been there every time.
Wishbone offense set. McVeigh, left side. Manu, hands off. Dixon, gain of about a yard, if that. James Dixon, the running back, 6 feet 205 junior from Los Angeles, California. You've got to be cold, Eric.
Pretty cold.
I at least have a windbreaker on, but that even, the word windbreaker is not being done nicely by Mr. Windbreaker Jacket, because it is cold up here. 9 minutes, 20 seconds to go, the clock running. APU up by 2 points, 34-32, handoff. He is hit hard out of the backfield, Zernical, and he gains maybe 2 here. So again, Eric, Laverne holding the first 2 plays and now brings up another big third down conversion.
Like I said, they're stacking their strong safeties and free safeties, which gives them the advantage on the running downs, but they're not adjusting on these passing situations because APU can run or pass on third down because their option attack is so good.
Third down and 8. Ball at the ULV 43-yard line. 34-32. APU out in front. 8:37 to go in the game. The clock's running. I formation. Zernical is the man in the backfield. Man in motion is Dan Mitchell. Manu to throw. Here comes the ULV defense. He throws it, and it's caught! Caught by Dan Mitchell. Did he get the first down, though? That's the question. It's a very close, Eric, and we'll have to see.
It's all going to depend on the marker of the referee. Football's a game of inches, so it's all going to depend on the referee's eye and where he thought the play was stopped.
First down for APU, another consecutive big third down conversion, Eric.
Well, on these pass plays, it's been like a jailbreak. Every one of the defensive linemen and linebackers have been just chasing Manu down. But with his running skills, he's been able to evade the pass rush and fire to his open wide receivers. They're just making it difficult on the Laverne defensive backs. Looks like they're going to a run and shoot formation now, with 4 wide receivers in the game and 1 running back. Manu takes the snap. It's a draw up the middle. It's tackled by Rocky Winrick and Samil Manoa.
The wind continuing to drive hard up here, and the raindrops continue to come down. 7:35 to go in the ball game. Second down and 7 for the APU Cougars. Ball at the 32-yard line.
Watch for the draw again.
Hand off. Zernick out, but he gets nowhere. Brings up a 3rd down and 4 situation. 6:51 to go, and the clock continues to run. Laverne unable to stop APU on 2 critical 3rd down situations. And speaking of 3rd down situations, it's 3rd down and 4. Another 3rd down situation. They're 2 for 2 in the last 2 3rd down conversions. Another big one here. Wide receivers to both the right and left side. Delay of game. Looks like it's going to be a delay of game called. And that's what it is. That's not a smart play by APU in this situation. Now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9.
Yeah. Well, 3rd down and 9, 3rd down and 4. I don't think it matters much because the past 2 3rd downs, they were able to complete on 3rd down and 9s and 3rd downs and 10s. Though on this past series, these past 2 downs, they've come out with a run and shoot formation with 4 wide receivers and 1 running back, and they've just been running up the gut.
Here at 3rd down and 9, Manu back to throw. He's looking, he's still looking. He's got a man open, he can't find him, he's in trouble. He's got a man for a 1st down. What a beautiful catch by Sean Anderson. Eric, we smiled at the APU coaches to the left side because their wonderment is what's going on. They're wondering with us at how they're being able to complete the 3rd down conversions at this point.
They're also telling, you know, leave these people in that are making the great plays because they're up for the game, while the other people are just lagging.
1st down and 10, 6:07 to go in the ball game. Laverne not doing it right now on the 3rd down defensives. Manu takes about a gain of 2 yards.
I think what the Leos need to do is they need to take a timeout. Rex needs to come out, a defensive coordinator needs to tell his man, guys, let's settle down. We're doing a good job. We just need to stop them on these 3rd down plays. And boys, the rain coming down now.
Oh man. Luckily I have this hood, but I don't know if that's enough. 5:29 to go here in the ball game. Manu, handoff, Zunekal. He's hit hard by a couple of ULV players led by Rocky Renwick.
Looks like a lot of the tempers on the Laverne side are starting to flare up. Both teams are just starting to push each other and talking a lot of smack.
And now a lot of the fans are starting to head to the exits right now, unless they brought their umbrellas.
I don't know why, because when it starts raining, this is great football weather.
Oh yeah.
This is all you could ask for.
Unless you don't have any jackets.
Air-conditioned booth, we really can't feel the elements, so.
Manu to throw. It is intercepted by ULV. Oh, what a big play there. Woo!
That was a clutch play by Horton. He's a transfer from Oregon, and he showed why. He made a one-handed interception, recovered, got the ball in the end zone, giving the Leos the ball at the 20-yard line with about 4 minutes and 38 seconds to go in this 4th quarter.
Oh, what a big play. APU looked like they were going to cap that drive off with a touchdown, and Randy Horton, what was so interesting about the play, Eric, is that not only does he make the interception, but he makes it one-handed and in the rain, so that ball's definitely going to be a little slippery.
That's great concentration by Horton out there. Let's see what the Leos come back with.
We got 4 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Laverne down by 2, 34-32. Campuzano under center. Hand off. Danny Pasco, he's hit hard once, twice, but he still ends up gaining 3 or 4 yards.
I don't think the Leos are going to be able to keep the ball on the ground up the middle, because they're going to have to try to get it out to the side, because right now their worst enemy is the clock.
And a driving wind too, that's not helping matters much. 2nd down and 6, a gain of 4 for Pascal. Trips to the left side, Terrence Lynch on the right side as a split end. Pascal in the backfield. Campuzano fakes left and he hands off to Pascal, and he's hit hard. And if he gained 1 yard, I'd be surprised.
You know, one thing I'm wondering about is the wind was blowing about this hard in the 1st half when the Leos were going this direction. I wonder if the wind is playing a factor in their play calling.
I don't know, it would play a factor in my play calling. It's playing a factor in my play calling right now. 3rd down and 7. 3 minutes and 34 seconds left to go. Trips to the left side. 1 receiver to the right side. Campuzano to throw. He's looking. He throws. He's got Batten at the 30. Batten slips a tackle. Can he do it? No.
That was a nice play by Batten. He knew where he needed to go for the 1st down stop, turned around, and Campuzano delivered the ball.
It depends on where they mark this play, too. And it's going to be a 4th down situation. This right here could be the game, Eric. 4th down and inches for ULV. 2:56 to go, and the clock continues to run.
Like you said, John, this could be the play of the game with under 3 minutes to go. The Leos need a... Here comes an extra tight end in number 43.
Wishbone offense for ULV. Pitch out, the ball's fumbled, and it's picked up by APU. What that seemed like to me, Eric, was a play that I've not seen ULV run. I don't know if you've seen him run that play. And they attempted for the first time, and it didn't look too good.
I don't know why. Laverne experimented with the option a little bit today, but I don't know why you run it on a 3rd down and 4.
Actually, it was a 4th down, the last play right there.
I don't understand. That doesn't seem to be the right call at the right time, especially with a quarterback that's a better passer than an option runner. And with another element, the rain making the ball slippery, just too many factors working against the Leos to try something new.
Manu still has the ball. He pitches it out to the fade back coming through the outside. Zernickow.
It was a nice play by Eckler. He read off, he came off his block and came up. Although he didn't get the tackle, he tripped up the running back.
Now that was a nice option run right there. If Laverne even comes close to a run like that, they got a 1st down. 1st down and 10. 2:14 to go in the game. A ball at the 14-yard line. Laverne needs another big play here. Manu with a wishbone backfield, hands off, up the middle to Dan Mitchell. Mitchell goes through for a couple of yard gain.
Like I said, Laverne needs to watch their tempers because there's been a lot of extracurricular activity after the ball's been whistled dead.
2nd down and 10 now for APU at the Laverne 11-yard line. 34-32 is our score. Laverne down by 2 points with 1:53 left to go in the ball game.
Is that me, John, or are you seeing lightning too?
I didn't see any lightning, but I don't think this is a place to be if you did see some lightning. Around a lot of metal objects, that's always fun. I see some people with shorts on. What is going on there?
Yeah, I see my 2 roommates over there wearing shorts and t-shirts.
While the wind continues to blow, the rain has subsided a tad, but Laverne has a 2nd down situation here.
Let's see if Horton can come up big again with an interception, but I really doubt that APU is going to put the ball up in the air. If they do, they deserve to lose the game.
Again, 2nd down and 8. Wishbone backfield. Manu with the ball, looking. He's going to run it himself. Cuts back to the inside, and he's taken down. Did he fumble the ball? No, he was down before the ball slipped out of his hands. Initial tackle made by Michael Bates out of his defensive back position, so it's going to be a 3rd down.
This is going to be the play of the game right here with 1:32 left to go in the game. Looks like the Leos are taking out Lou Paro and putting in number 49, number Eric Martinez as linebacker. Maybe he's a little bit quicker.
3rd down situation, and down goes Zernickow. Unable to get the 1st down, but
looks like there might have been a fumble.
We'll have to wait and see. But most definitely it's a 4th down situation, and in comes the APU kicking team led by Michael Wade. So Laverne will have, they're going to take a delay of game penalty as APU right here, as the clock is down to 35 seconds and running. Now we're down to 28 seconds. Laverne down by 2, 34-32. And there's a penalty. The delay of game will start the clock with 24 seconds. So if he hits this PAT, Eric, Laverne needs a touchdown to win. If he doesn't, Laverne needs a field goal, but they only have 24 seconds to do it in.
Yeah. No matter what, Laverne's going to have to score a touchdown. With a close game like this and only 24 seconds, you really don't have that much time to manage a drive down the field. You're going to have to, if you do kick a field goal,
the kick is up,
good.
And it's good. Well, that looks like it may put it out of reach with the score of now APU 36 and ULV 32. Only 20 seconds to go in the game, Eric, and Laverne's win streak may come to an end right here.
Well, it's a Division II team against a Division III team, and we're only down by 5 points. That's still pretty impressive, even if the Leos come out with a loss.
Seconds to go here in the ball game.
One thing we've got to remember is they're kicking off to one of the best return men in SCIAC and probably Division III or Division II football.
Well, you know they're gonna shank kick it right here. They're not gonna get
I don't know,
Stewart.
because the wind is blowing with them. So rather than put the ball in Stewart's hands, they might just try to hammer it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Well, we'll wait and see. You'll see along with us as Michael Wade just gets ready to kick off for APU. And he's going to go deep toward the corner. That's going to be a penalty. And it's going to put them, the ULV Leopards, at the 35 with 25 seconds left to go. So if ULV can go 65 yards in 20 seconds, they're going to win the game.
Yeah, but the clock didn't start on that, so they still have 24 seconds. So that was a stupid play by the APU kicker. They should have tried to keep it in bounds, but try to get a coffin corner kick, you know.
Dennis McClellan make that, Darren McClellan is in as one wide receiver to the far left, trips to the right side, is Batten at the far end, Cotetto in the middle, and Craig Stewart closest or nearest to Capozano. 20 seconds to go in the ball game. Laverne down by 5. Capozano sets. He looks. He throws. He's got Batten deep toward the end. He catches the ball. Did he? Oh, and he's out of bounds.
That's a tough play. Like I said, Batten will always go up for the ball, and there's always a chance. That would have been great field position. Down here at the 25-yard line with 13 seconds to go, they could have ran 2 more plays, 2 more passing plays, and perhaps...
Well, I tell you what, you know, you can't be forced out of bounds if you're inbounds, but so he must have already been out of bounds when he made the catch. But still a nice attempt by Capozano and the ULV offense. Second down and 10, 13 seconds to go. Houlihan, and McClellan is the lone man in the backfield, trips 2 wide receivers to the right side. Capozano looks, he looks to throw. He goes across the middle to Stewart. Stewart has to outrun the ball, it's intercepted. Intercepted by the APU defensive back, Greg Smith. Greg still running into ULV territory and knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and that is the game. The clock has expired, and the ball game is over, Eric, and ULV falls to APU 37-32.
That was a big win for this APU program. Unfortunately, it was a tough homecoming loss for the Leos, who are now sitting on the field in disgust, and doesn't even look like they don't even want to shake the other players' hands. Billy Batten and Sean Fennison and Javier Lopez are just in disgust walking off the field and around. Now they want to shake hands, you know.
Well, what was interesting, Eric, is that ULV, well, a couple things are interesting. First of all, ULV comes down, they score a touchdown, they go for the 2-point conversion, they miss it, but there's 12 minutes to go in the game at the time. We talked about it, we said, well, there's still 13 minutes to go in the game, they're only down by 2 points. They don't score again the rest of the game. Maybe that 2-point conversion was a big play. It wasn't run correctly, but at the point, it didn't look like it was going to be. It ends up being a very big play.
in that position, you have to kick the extra point and hope that you get the ball back, because then it's only a 1-point game. You know, what's that? Hindsight is the perfect science.
Yeah.
You know, you can always set up here and second guess the coach, but you know, he went for the tie with a tied game. Maybe the momentum might have switched, and APU might not have, you know, been able to run the ball down Laverne's throat for that entire half. So you can never tell, and you know, when you lose a tough game like this, you can always go, maybe if, you know.
Well, we hope all of you out there enjoyed the ball game, a chance to see the University of Laverne play. Unfortunately for the Laverne fans here in the city of Laverne, it ends up a loss as a couple of our homecoming court head off the field, and as the rain continues to fall. Well, we like to thank all of you for joining us here today. For the entire crew of LVTV, for Eric Paulson, I'm John Ramos saying so long from Arnett Field, Ortmeyer Stadium. The final score, ULV loses in homecoming 1993, APU 36 and ULV 32. Good night, everybody.